Welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on a hop hosted by Sarah Scraps. This is called Rediscover Your Stash. This month's product focus is Chipboard, and I have Controlled Chaos on my desk. I have a stencil that I plan on using. Second stencil that I plan on using. This is going to be the photo I'm going to use. I've got some inks and some magical powders or shakers from Lindy's, some shimmers, paints, ink blending tools. Trying to get through this mess. Chipboard thickers, some labels. This is a piece of cardstock I am planning on using, or pattern paper, that I'm planning on using to map my photo. White cardstock, and this huge pile of chipboard stars. You might be familiar with these. These are from, I believe, Vicki Boutin's Warm Wishes, and I bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 packs of these. And apparently, I really liked the hearts. That's all the hearts I have left from all of those packages. And then I kind of put in the big stars in here because I don't think I'm going to be using the large ones, which tends to be a problem. I did leave out 3 of the large stars just in case I wanted to try to use one. I have a bunch of small stars here from them. Very few of those left. A bunch of the, I don't know, the next size up. Lots of green, red, because this, of course, was a Christmas collection. And then I have, these are kind of mixed sized. Here's 2 more large stars. Let's get those out of the way. Mixed size of them, and if you've not seen these before, these are really fun, but there are a ton of them, and it's time for me to use some of them up. I also think I have a package of small light green stars from another company that I may grab and pull those in to fill in spaces. I have an idea percolating. We're going to stop. I'm going to see if I can get that idea going. I'm going to be right back. See you in a sec. Okay, the first thing I did was I went ahead and I taped down my stencil to my craft mat so that it would not move. I will have to hold down those rays that are part of the stencil because they do move around as you're inking them. And I'm just going to alternate these 3 colors of green, but I'm only going to repeat them each once. So you'll see them on here twice. I'm not going to go around the whole piece of paper with this ink. I'm going to do something else on the other side, but this I'm just going to kind of blend in some ink here. Maybe should have used my Distress inks. I feel like they blend better, but I wanted to play with these, and you're going to see why I say that, because this Emerald City doesn't come off the pad very well. I found that slightly odd. I don't know that I've ever had any problems with it before, but maybe I need to re-ink it. I don't know. I think it's one of the first ones I bought, so maybe it's just starting to dry up a little bit. You did see that I had rubber bands on these. That's because when I move, I wrap them in rubber bands and then put them in Ziploc bags so that they don't leak, or if they do leak, they're not leaking all over a box, because that's no fun. Had that happen. Anyway, so this larger burst that I'm using here is really not getting enough of the ink on. That's why I'm thinking maybe this ink is drying out a little bit. I did just place an order at a Cherry on Top to get another re-inker, or to get a re-inker. I don't have any other re-inkers for these, and maybe it's time I start collecting them. But I did buy 2. I bought the Emerald City, and I believe I bought a Meadow, or maybe I didn't get the Meadow. I don't remember if they had it or not. I did see that they have a really cute pink box to hold their re-inkers in. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so here's the Meadow. I feel like it's still fairly juicy, but it might also need to be re-inked. I know that I've used this particular ink pad a lot because I like this color of green quite a bit. But, you know, I'm getting enough ink on here, and it's really not going to matter much when I get to the next step. So I'm going to finish getting this ink into these rays here. I'm just, like I said, I'm only doing these 6. I'm not going to do all the way around because I'm going to do something else on that left-hand side. I've also cut my photo into a circle, and so it'll be part of this starburst design here. Really love the bright bold green colors here. It makes me super happy to see them like this. So here's where I'm going to start playing with some of these other inks. Now I have 2 of the shimmers that's called like jade something, jade something, and they don't look like the same color. The one at the top, to me, looks slightly darker, and when I splattered with it, I still felt like it was slightly darker. Boo for having 2, but okay. So I was checking the color of that one. That one's not green. I thought it was a light green. It's not, but that's fine. I'm going to use it to actually make a lighter green here. This is making a huge mess. I end up with green fingers by the end of this, and that is okay. So I've got this one here, and I think it says something like it's leaf green, and when I add water to it, it looks blue to me. So that was kind of disappointing. I hadn't used this yet. I got these for Christmas, but I hadn't used that one just yet. I've used the other 2, but just not that one. And see, it looks like a teal blue, not anywhere near green to me at all. But I'm going to use this little tool here from Nuvo, and I'm going to put some of this lighter green in there, and it ends up being a nice green color in the end. So you can see here it kind of matches that spruce one that I put down with Pink Fresh Studio. It actually matches pretty dang well in my opinion. So I'm just going to splatter around each of these rays that I created, and then I'm going to just kind of switch out my paintbrush a little bit. I'm mixing those 2. Like I said, they're supposed to be the same color, but they are not the same color. Even once I get them on here, I can see that one of them is slightly lighter than the other, and that's okay. I mix them up a little bit anyway right there on the paintbrush. This I love to do. I love making messes like this. Sorry about the arm. I'm reaching across. In front of me I have a turntable with tools in it. It has scissors, it has a craft knife, it has my pokey tool, it has emery boards for distressing things, and it also has paintbrushes and pens and stuff like that in it. And so I was reaching across to grab another paintbrush. Now this one here, I just get out a rag off to the side. I have this very old cloth diaper that is all sorts of fun colors at this point. I had that diaper for 30 years. I used to use it as a burp rag, and it's of course been washed, but now it's covered in ink and paint and glue and all kinds of stuff, and when I wash it now, it remains artistic. We'll just say artistic. So now you can see I've taken that one that is yellow and I've added some of that other, and I've got a very, very light color of green here, and that makes me super happy. And so now I'm just gonna splatter everywhere. I know that my photo is gonna kind of go in the middle of those rays, so I don't have to put a whole lot of stuff there, but I'm just going back and forth and trying to get more and more splatters on here in all of the beautiful different colors of green that I have decided to use. All right, so I went ahead and I matted my background. I cut an 1/2 inch off the far right and then 1/4 of an inch off the top and bottom, and I matted it on a green piece of Close to My Heart paper that I've had in my stash forever. So that felt good. These letters are actually relatively new, and as you can see, they are falling off the backing sheet. I really, really hate that, and they end up a huge mess. And I do get them back into the 6x12 Ziploc bag that I keep these in, but what a disaster area. And these are something that I think are going to have to go in one of my counterfeit kits slash how to kill a kit with style soon, because they need to be used before they stick together and they end up tearing one another up. So I'm starting with the largest of the stars that I chose to use. These, of course, are not the largest stars that I have. I decided not to use any of those because they're just too big for what I'm trying to do. I am surrounding this photo with stars, and I'm starting with all of the Vicki Boutin ones. These are the smallest ones from her collection, Warm Wishes, and I use up all of those. And then I did find those other stars that I was talking about. This one that I just laid down came from that little bag towards on the right hand side. You can see that chipboard butterfly. It came out of that bag. It has butterflies, stars, and hearts, and it might have cameras in it too. I'm not sure. And I can't remember the name of that company, but they are very cool. The other set, the ones that have the little teeny tiny stars that I'm playing with, and a couple of the larger ones in the same colors, are actually Studio Calico stars. I have had these in my stash for a bazillion years, maybe 10 years, give or take. I used to grab these every time that Peachy Cheap would have them for sale. And of course, Studio Calico doesn't make them anymore, but they came in various shapes. They had cameras and stars, and they also had hearts, I think. And I bought all of the shapes. They even had them in cork too. They were really fun, and I used them a lot. All right, I got this layout completely finished, and I'm fairly happy with it. I love playing with mixed media. That was so much fun to play with all those different products and get these different colors of green on here. And I love that I used up a ton of chipboard stars, but I'm gonna tell you, I still have a lot of chipboard stars. Lots and lots of them. Maybe I need to use them on every single Christmas layout from here to eternity. Still have the hearts too, but of course there's not as many of those. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to stop by and watch my videos. Hit that like button and subscribe and leave comments. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new, other than the fact that I'm crazy and a little bit weird about mixed media. I love it so much. And I just want to thank you again for being here. I hope that you check out my description box below for the list of the other ladies participating this month on this hop. It's a great hop. We all need to rediscover our stash in some way or form, and chipboard is one of those things that I find that I don't reach for as often as I should, and I'm not really sure why. I love it, but I do have a lot of it, so it's time to start using it. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.